Most of the media are admitting they've lost contact with America. I promise we haven't. We're starting a series we'll call Pulse. Full Measure correspondent Josie Sturman begins with a trip to rural Mississippi.
Poplarville, Mississippi is hardly a place you'd consider powerful enough to sway an election. There's exactly one stoplight. The courthouse sits across from a water tower that proudly proclaims their status as the blueberry capital. And when you want to know what gets a long shot candidate elected president, you go to Dimples.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Dimples Fried Chicken is the center of small town life in this part of Mississippi. It's also a classic example of Donald Trump's America.
But I think there's a sense of calm because, obviously there's a strong Republican area.
Jason Metter is the owner. Like many here, he senses life has changed this week.
We're all probably still in shock.
For some, it is the surprise that Trump, the anti-candidate, the man they say shares their language and their concerns, has actually won the White House. It's what they point to as a sign the country is moving in their direction for the first time in years.
People here more hopeful?
I just feel like everybody's got something to look forward to, something new, something different, something to bring jobs back. I feel like it's like a fresh start, kind of.
Issues like the economy, the wall, ditching Obamacare, all of Trump's talking points struck home. In one day, with one election, these folks say they finally see a turning point.
Ain't no way we can straighten out the mess that's there in 4 years. 8 years ain't gonna get it done. But it's gotta start somewhere. The taxpayers, the blue collar, the working people cannot continue to support 2/3 of the world.
Support for Trump is not universal. Even in the reddest of states and towns like this one, some say they too have felt a shift.
I don't think it's a positive one. I think we'll have war.
Katrina Mizell owns a coffee shop in Poplarville that she says has taken heat for its stance on diversity. She's in the minority here, and she's scared.
I've just seen more division and more hate.
And do you think that will change?
I hope it'll die down, but I don't think it's going to change.
The changemaker this time around was the new approach to presidential politics. Small towns like Poplarville weren't impressed by Clinton's campaign coffers. They couldn't be swayed by celebrities like Beyonce. Simply put, in places where faces are so few you know them all by name, Donald Trump didn't need the political machine. His supporters just needed to feel he was one of them.
The fakeness, the pre-packaged, pre-canned, I think that's what cost her the election. And I think she has herself to blame for that. But what do I know? I just sell fried chicken.
In Poplarville, Mississippi, I'm Josie Sturman for Full Measure.